It's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Well, this is a little wreath that you could hang on a tree if you wanted to. That's the hanger right there. And I thought what I would do is just dress it up a little bit and make it more updated and cute. And I'm going to be using some leftover pieces that I used from the Christmas tree I just updated. And also I'm going to be using some little pearls that I had on a string. So I thought all I would do basically is tuck the pieces in where I thought they would look best. I'm not sure if I need that much string, but it would work better if I could kind of line it up in here first and then glue it, once I've decided exactly what I want to do. I don't like this really long heavy piece of plastic. I think it becomes cumbersome when you're trying to glue it in, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then these pieces of pine move forward, so I can lay it back down like that. So that's what my plan is to kind of I'm not sure if I want to put them. I like it better on top, but I don't want it to drown my pine either. So let's see. If I put it underneath like that, I think that's how I'm going to do it right there. And I'm going to put my glue underneath there, like right in that spot. Of course I have a new glue stick, so it doesn't want to play, but I'm going to put it right in there. And then I'll just shove that piece in like that and hold it for just a second. Then I can lay this back down and I can kind of rearrange it so that if I decide I need to do more with my holly, like I think my holly needs to be glued down, the stem of it needs to be glued underneath one more place. So let me do that. And I'm using a low temp glue. Whoa! So it shouldn't be so hot if I do decide to touch it like I am right now. And I can get my strings off later just by using my heat tool on it. So there's that one. Get a little out of there. Then I think I'm going to drop a dollop of glue right in here and then put my berries, well I'm calling them berries, but really they're pearls. I'm just going to kind of lay them in that area, hopefully without having a big malfunction. There's one. There's two. And there's the third one. And by doing it like that, I kind of control the glue as well. So that's that side. I'll put another one of these limbs. Get rid of that ender piece I don't like. Piece right there. Lift this back up. Put some glue under there. This glue does not want to play. Okay. Yeah, push that in there. Like that. It's a lot longer piece than the other one was, isn't it? Maybe I'll get rid of that, or else I think I'll glue that on there. I need to put some berries over here. Berries, pearls, you know what I'm saying. They rolled on me. Whoop, that one's pretty low. Where'd my strand go? I put a clothespin on the end of my strand so they wouldn't all roll off. And that worked pretty well. That one there. That one there. I think I'm just going to take one of these berries that was in the ivy and just shove it down into this hole. That. Better. And then let me come back with a bow. I'll be right back. This piece of burlap-y looking ribbon, so I'm going to just cut it off. And it wasn't really in the center either. I didn't like that either. So I thought what I would do was make this area where I'm going to have my bow. And I'm just going to put a little piece of that material right there. And then I'm going to make my bow on my bow jig. I'm sure you've seen me do this before if you ever watched my channel, but if you haven't, I haven't made bigger bows on the channel, so I'm going to get these out of the way, the ones further away. Okay, we're going to do a double bow, maybe even a triple bow with this. I haven't decided if I think I'm just going to, I want to do a thicker bow. So you're going to go around, you want to make sure you go around your piece the whole way around it at the number of times that you want to have your bow. And I don't know how many times that is. That's too many. I think this is 3 right here. So I started at this end, so I want to end at this end. And I'm going to cut that piece off. Then you're going to take a small piece, well, not small, but small enough that you can cut, maybe, or not cut, that you can hold on to your bow and tie it with. I need to move my bow up higher on my bow jig. Yeah, I know I'm screwing it up. Okay. I just need it to be up there high enough that I can get my other piece under it. So then you're going to move that out of the way so you can see. You're going to slide this piece underneath like that, making sure that the piece that's facing out is the darker color, because we want to make sure that color is that shows. The other color doesn't matter because it's going to be on the inside. But we want to make sure that we tie this as tightly as possible in the center. Once we get this, we want to make sure that this is our front right here. So we want to tie this. We're going to pull it as tightly as you can, and again in the center. We want to make sure we're centered on that. So I want to make sure I have that as tightly as I can, and then I'm going to tie it in a whole knot, double knot I mean. And then that is our piece. Then we're going to take it off, and we can separate it out a little bit in a second, but I'll pull it apart a little bit so you can see that our bow is going to be, you know, more than, it's going to be like that. Then our little pieces that we started out on either end with, we don't really need, but I'm going to leave them for now because I want to make sure that I am able to tie it properly at the top. So don't forget, this was our piece at the top. Now, if we want pieces to hang down, that's what these other pieces are for, the ones that we tied it off with. So we're going to have this, you know, the longer, what do you call it, I don't know, wings? I don't know, what do you call that on a, whatever. Whatever you call that, that's what it is. Then we want to tie it, I guess I'm going to just tie it around the front like that. I'm not going to use this piece. I'll just tie it off I'm going to hold it in place and pull one of these up, and then I'm going to just tie it the way I want it to look in the back. I could always use a dollop of glue if I decided it needed to do that. I'm sorry if you can't see this. If I'm not in frame, I'm trying not to get my head in there. We're going to tie it in a double knot again. If you don't have enough ribbon for a double knot, you can always do a single knot and then put a dollop of glue to hold that knot in place. Okay, so then we have little tails hanging down, and we have our little, all of our different loops hanging, coming from the top. There's the parts hanging down. All you do is you bend your ribbon in half, and then you cut it on an angle away from your bow, like that. And if you don't have enough of a notch, you can always go back in like this. To make your notch bigger. And then on this end, I need to make mine a lot shorter because my other side is long, or short, long, something. There's that one. I'm going to put a dollop of glue in my knot in the back, and I'm going to put it so that it is onto the frame enough that it's going to make sure that my bow doesn't move now that I have it the way I want it. So I got my ends like that. And there's my bow. And I think I'm going to put something up there to make it a little more frisky. I think I'm going to put a couple leaves here and there on my piece, like right in here. I need one like that, and then I need one on the other side. Now, just where anywhere where you think that you've got a space that needs something. And in this case, the one side seems to need more than the other side. But that's what happens when you get an older wreath that you're trying to refurbish. It always seems to have a little something that, it's just a little lopsided. So I think I'm going to put another leaf behind the one on the right side. I'm not even sure if I'm in the frame. Put one underneath like that. Okay, it's stuck to me. Not more than is a wreath. What I'm going to do instead of a ribbon is I'm just going to put this gold elastic on it, and then I have this chevron ribbon that I put in a loop, and I glued the bottoms together so that the loop is already intact, and I put one right there, as you can see. So then all I'm going to do is put a little glue on the end in spots that obviously need a little something. I like the little bit of bling that gold adds to it. So I'm going to keep adding them. I'm not going to add 100 of them, but maybe 7 of them. Put it right in under that. And then because it's got wire in it, you can kind of bend them so that the loop is bigger. Unless, of course, it's glued together like this one might be. There we go. I'm not sure if I want to put anything up at the top there. I tried a ribbon. I didn't like the ribbon. I mean, I've just kind of wavered on that, deciding what I would like and what would look best. Let me take one more look at it, and I'll be right back. The very last thing I thought I would do is I had this little Santa Claus pin, and I broke the pin off the back of it, and I thought what I would do is just put a big old dollop of glue on them, and then I think I'm going to try and put my little red beads, or some little red beads below it. I have a little spot there where it's not pretty, So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, if I can get the glue to come out. Because, you know, when you're down to the end of a glue stick, it just doesn't want to play your reindeer games with you. Let's see if I can get any beads in there. Okay, now I'm just going to clean up the glue strings. And there we have it, our little wreath. It's not a very big wreath. I think it's about maybe 6 inches high, but I think it really came out cute. I hope you did too. Please give this a thumbs up and subscribe. We're continuing on our series of inexpensive gifts for the holidays. Hope you like it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.